Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about K-map rules. Now, with the help of K-map rules, we can easily solve the any type of problems, like related to whether it is a 2 variable, 3 variable, 4 variable, and 5 variable K-map also. With the help of these 5 rules, we can easily solve the problems. Now, let us come to the first point. First rule, the groups do not include both 0 and 1. That means min terms we are going to represent it with the logic 1, and the max terms we are going to represent max terms output we are going to represent as logic 0. So here, to solve the problem, do not consider the both zeros and ones in a single problem. The point is here, you may consider both the logic both the min terms or both the max terms. So like this we need to consider. Coming to the second point, rule 2. Groups may be horizontal or vertical but not diagonal. So now observe this one. If you group these two minterms like this, it is wrong. So how we can the correct way of making these two and these two. Okay, so this is the way to make the group. Next, coming to the third rule. Groups must contain 2 power n cells, where n is equals to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that means it is 2 power 0 means 1. So 2 power 1 means 2. 2 power 2 means 4. 2 power 3 means 8. 2 power 4 means 16, like that. So we can group, whether it is, if it is not possible, we can group single minterm also, or 2 minterms it is a pair, 4 minterms it is a quad, 8 minterms it is an octet. Now, in this particular 4 variable K map, if you group these 4, okay, fine, well and good. And if you group these 3 like this, it is wrong. Okay, so we should not group like this. And if you single minterm also we can make a group, right? If there is if the other minterms are far away from the this minterm, this particular minterm, so this single minterm also we can make a group. So now the correct way of grouping this one is this particular example. This one separately we can group, and these 4 separately we can group, and these 2. So this is the correct way to group the minterms. This is about rule 3. Hope you understand rule 1, rule 2, rule 3. Next, coming to the next rule 4. In K-map, edges and corners also we can make a group. So edges and corners means, let us observe here. These here these 2 minterms are there. Here also these 2 minterms are there in the vertically, and in the horizontally. If you see here, these 2 minterms are there. These 2 minterms are there. For example, if you group horizontally these 2 and these 2, and vertically these 2 and these 2, if you make a pair like this, it is wrong. The correct way of grouping these type of minterms means you may group like this. For example, here, just wait. For example, here, these 2 and these 2. These 2 edges. Also, you can make a one quad. These 2 and these 2 make one quad. Group of 4 bits. So this is the correct way to group the minterms. So here, edges. So here in this particular example, we observed that edges. Next, corners. So if you observe here, you may think that this minterm is in separately placed. If you think like this, this is the wrong way to group the minterms. Then the correct way to group the minterms is these corners also we can make a group. This one, like at the same time this one and this one, and make one quad. Okay, so this is the one one group of 4 bits. The group of 4 bits is it is nothing but make a one quad. So if you group like this individually, it is wrong. So this is the correct way to group the minterms. Hope you understand how the edges are grouped and how the corners are grouped. Rule 4. Next, rule 5. This is very important rule. This is also groups should be as large as possible. Whenever we are grouping the minterms, that must be the minterms as large as possible. But we should not group already covered groups. If you group if you group those type of minterms, that is treated as redundant minterms or redundant group, right? First, observe the point here. The group should be as large as possible. Okay. So for this particular problem, now if you the maximum possibility means for this problem. So the best way of grouping this one means these 4 for these 8 and this 8. This is the correct way to group the minterms. So are you thinking like quad, this 4 quad and this 4 quad and these 4 quad and these 4 quad? This is wrong. This is wrong. So don't group like this. Try to choose the minterms as large as possible. Apart from the 4 quads, 2 octant is the best way to group the minterms. It is just a 2 octant. So this is the best way, 2 octant. So this is nothing but the 8 minterms here it is grouped, and here also 8 minterms are grouped. But here only 4, this 4 minterms and 4 minterms. That means 4 quads are there. But here only two octant groups, right? So the best way to group the minterms is this is the best way to group the minterms, and this is the wrong way to group the minterms. Next, observe here. In this particular problem, how we can group these minterms. Now observe here what I told. The groups must be as large as possible. Okay, fine. Let me take these 4 one particular group, and these 2 minterms one pair, and these 2 minterms one pair, and these 2 minterms one pair, and these 2 minterms one pair. Okay, if you thinking like this, it is wrong. Then what is the correct way to group these minterms means? The correct way to group these minterms is, first of all, wherever the minterms far away from the other minterms, first of all, concentrate those minterms. Observe this particular minterm we need to group, first of all, because it is far away from the other minterms. First of all, group this particular minterm with the best possibility of the minterm. So this is the only the possibility to make a pair for this particular minterm. Next, observe this particular minterm. This particular minterm also, the only possibility is this one. There is no other possibility to make a pair or quad to group like this. The best possibility is pair only. Now, these 2. If you want to group this particular minterm, this is the only possibility. There is no other possibility to group this particular minterm, this particular minterm, this particular minterm. Next, to group this particular minterm, the only possibility is these 2. Now, observe here. What I told, the groups should be as large as possible. Now, the point is here. Actually, if you observe here, the problem is over. This is the best way to group the minterms. If you see here, all the minterms are covered. There is no empty minterm here. All the minterms are covered. So that is the reason it is the problem is over here itself. So I told you, but the group should be as large as possible. Yes, it is correct only. But while grouping, we need to concentrate on this point also. But we should not group already covered group, So now this particular example, in this particular example, if you see here, this minterm, it is already covered with this one. This minterm is already covered with this pair. And this minterm, it is already covered with this pair. And this minterm, which is already covered with this pair. And this minterm also, which is already covered with this pair. So all these four already covered with the respective pairs. Then what is the need of making this quad? Okay, so now this quad, if you group this quad, this is nothing but redundant group. This is the redundant one. This is the redundant group. So which is not required. Already all the midterms are covered. So that is the reason the making for these four and make a quad, it is wrong. So this is the best way to make the group. So here all the midterms are covered. That is the reason no need of making this quad. So that is the only reason. These 5 points keep in your mind. So with this knowledge, we can easily solve the any type of K-map problems. Hope you understand this. So if you like this video, please share this particular video to your friends, and also please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.